I gotta get used to saying you two family. I pray that all is well with all of you all. I pray that God continue to bless all of you and keep you in such a time as this. Let me take off this hood. It is hot, hot, hot in New York. Hotty, hot, hot. You know what I'm saying? In the mornings, it feels different in the mornings. But today, part of the movement is hot. Hold on a second. Hotty, hot. You know what I'm saying? I got to elevate my neck. Yeah. My bad. It's hotty hot. Yeah. Still summer. Still feel like summer. Even though I think we in fall now. But it still feels like summer to me. And the whole nine. How's everybody doing for the most part? Happy Friday. We made it. We made it to Friday, y'all. Thank God for another day. Hold on a second. Put my sweater through the... It's hot today. Hey, Fabio 77, God bless you too, fam. What's going on? God bless you, God bless you. Yeah. For those who tuning in, I would like for y'all to like, click subscribe, and click that notification bell. Every time I come on live, you receive notifications that I am on live in living color. It is Friday. I had a wonderful time at work. You know, the kids always stressing me out. I got Gaurav Shrima. Hello from India. God bless you. Tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're from. Yeah. I'm in America. United States. If you're Spanish, you Estados Unidos. What's going on? I got Fabio. He said New Zealand here. What's up, New Zealand in the house? What's going on? Got some New Zealand people watching me from the other part of the globe. India, Delhi. Guava Shrima said, you know, I am from Delhi, from India. I think in a city called Delhi, in a region. Lucky Goldfish. Damn, I got all 30 pixels working on your camera. Hard. You don't have to curse, come on. You don't have to use, abbreviations for expletives and epithets. It's not the space, not the place. Not, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just coming on here live. See how's everybody doing. That everybody's having a wonderful, blessed day on today. Delhi is the capital city of India. I think you're right. Delhi is the capital city of India. India is lit. You got those Bollywood movies. I love it. The action movies. Yeah, I love it. I love the fighting scenes. When I get the chance to watch it on Netflix. I don't know the stars' names, but when y'all be doing some fighting action, y'all mix it in with Bollywood. You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. Negro, you look like your heritage is. This is when I'ma start to delete, and because this is not the type of page to say stuff like that, you are removed. Trolls, be careful how you go on people's pages and feel like you have liberty to say what you gotta say. Nah, this is not the page for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Uh, Big Tor says, I don't know what that means. I think I know what you're talking about. I got you. I got you. I'm from the Bronx. I can read between the lines. But like I said, I don't do expletives and epithets. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't do that. Use your haters as fuel. I use my haters as my elevators. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why people hate. Why people wake up in the morning want to hate people, man? And guess what? We human. Nobody's better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? You may you may have a talent, a skill that you had perfected and everything, but at the end of the day, nobody's better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? Where we get off thinking that a particular group or race of people is better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? We all part of the human race. We both eat. We all eat. We all bleed the same blood red. We got different shades of color. You understand? We got different shades of melon. You understand? Come on. There's no room for hate, man. You know what I'm saying? We all human. We all go through human struggles. Nobody's perfect. You understand? I bet whatever part of the globe you in, I guarantee you, if you trip on a rock, whether you from India, Africa, Europe, if you trip on a rock and you landing on your face, we all get hurt, right? Come on. Nobody's better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? We all have the same human struggles. But some human struggles, you know, it's different. You understand? Yeah. But, we shouldn't be hating on anybody. We're supposed to value and appreciate one another. You know what I'm saying? Yo, time out. Especially when you hit a certain age. Because, look, check this out. I'm 52 years old. I'll be 53 next month. You know what I look like? Having hatred in my heart. You know what I'm saying? No, you're supposed to have love in your heart. Like that song says, put a little love in your heart. You're supposed to put a little love in your heart. The world can be a better place. Remember that song? Yeah. For you and me. Come on. I'm going to keep my day job, though. Yeah. You got to put love in your heart, man. We shouldn't be having room for hate. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad. You got people like that. Especially when you're in Christ Jesus, you can't have hatred in your heart. When you give your life to the Lord, you can't be ruled and operated by hate. Because when you love one another, you are Jesus Christ's disciples. When you have love for one another, so there's no room for hate. You understand? Yeah. Am I talking right? Come on. Yeah. So let me see. My potato head. Come on, yo. Come on. Stop with the snapping, man. Come on. I'm gonna start deleting. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk some sense. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't be snapping at my head, man. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's body anatomy is different. They built different. They cut different. Nobody has a perfect body anatomy. We all got flaws somehow or another in our lives. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And celebrate who you are. Thank God for who you are. I can truly say that, I'm not 100%, African. My second highest ethnicity is European. I may not look like it, based on my phenotype, but I do have my second highest ethnicity is European, and then third is Native American Indian, from the Cherokee tribe. You know what I'm saying? Because my grandfather, you know, had Cherokee Indian in him. Not only he was African, but he has Cherokee Indian. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a mutt, and I kid you not, my first cousin 12 times removed is Sir Isaac Newton. I don't mean to brag or boast. I'm not bragging or boasting, but I come from the line of the Newtons, and I may not look it, but yeah. So we gotta, brace each other who we are. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't have room for hate. We're supposed to love each other. Elijah said, "I, what, where you at? I'm in Estados Unidos, United States. That's all you need to know." You know what I'm saying? Come on with the double think, just like the book, what's that book? 1984, Double Think. Six plus 4 equals, or 6 divided by 4 equals. We ain't doing that today. He said, Elijah said, "I like walk with you if I knew where you were." Nah, that's very intrusive. You don't need to know where I'm at. You don't need to know where I'm at. All you need to know that these lips are going to say something motivational. You don't need to know my geographical location. You know what I'm saying? That's facts, fam. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. H, yeah, I like that. Use your haters as elevators. Yep. They only want to see you fall. Yeah, you got haters want to see you fall. And TG Rule said, "Oh my God, OMG, oh my God." You know what I'm saying? Man, I got enough for that. You know what I'm saying? Why blacks always talking about race? Something wrong with you? No, we gonna talk about race. You understand? We gonna talk about race. Y'all, check this out. Y'all expect us to say, "Get over it." No, we sometimes it's good to talk about race. You understand? So that we can live harmonious. You understand? Sometimes we need to talk about America's original sin, racism. Remember, transatlantic slavery, transatlantic slave trade, how we got here, right? We was bought and sold by the slave owners. Some were field Negroes, some were house Negroes. You understand? We were taught to hate. You understand? And a lot of my ancestors were lynched. We got to talk about it. But y'all expect us to act like this didn't happen. You understand? Come on, we have to talk about it. It's one of the ways to bring about healing, and we can learn from it. You understand? So we got to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like y'all just it's like those who say, why blacks always, not all blacks, but it's good and vitally important to talk about it. You understand? Because that's had been in history, and you cannot forget, and you have pictures to prove of the lynching. You understand? The whites had trying to come up with any excuse to lynch a black man. Like recently, a college student, they said, there wasn't any foul play. But how can, a person hang themselves and they say it wasn't any foul play? Us blacks, we don't typically like hang ourselves like that. You know what I'm saying? It's not too common. You understand? But I'm not saying that it cannot be done, but let's address the elephant in the room. You understand? I just find it suspect, you know, that they said this black college student, you know, committed suicide and everything. But we have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? We cannot ignore America's original sin. You understand? You know, reason why people don't want us to be silent, people who want us to be silent, rather, you know, because when we talk about it, it's like it exposed their original sin of the past, but they don't want to be known as the ones who have done that. They don't want to be known as ones that colonialize, you know, mostly all parts of the globe, whether it be Africa. They colonialize. They colonialize Australia, the country Australia, where they have the Aborigines and stuff like that, and America, when they have my people, the Native Americans. You understand? Like I said, I'm not 100%, you know, African. Like I said, I have European and Native American. You understand? So there was colonialism going on, but people want us to be. It's okay to talk about it, but I believe in unity among all races. You know, we all got to come together, but we have to talk about it. You understand? Because that actually happened. It's like in the Bible, the Egyptians had the Jews, you know, in slavery for what? For 400 years. Because there was a Pharaoh that didn't know Joseph's God. You know, in the book of Genesis, there was a Pharaoh that knew Joseph's God. And after, you know, Joseph became like second in command in Egypt. And remember, they came to Egypt because there was a famine in the land of Canaan. You understand? So even the Bible talks about Egypt's original sin, you know, was slavery. You know, the Jews were under bondage for 400 years. You understand? So, come on, we got to tell the story, right? We have to tell the story. Elijah said nobody even was talking about color. You understand? But we have to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But what else? They always talking about race. Y'all are so miserable. No, we are telling facts. We're not miserable. We are telling facts. You understand? Let me ask you this question. Wonders of the world, do you love me? Do you love me? Because I love you, but do you love me? You understand? That's right. Torah said, Lord said, we bleed the same. We're similar, yet so unique at the same time. So true. Omar Lebanon said, yeah, bro, you human too. Come on. That's facts. Come on. What do you think about black fatigue? We all fatigue. Whether you black or white, yellow, brown, we all fatigue. If you work hard, you tired. Like for example, I was dealing with a whole bunch of kids in high school. And them kids got me tired. I got to make sure that they all go to the classes. And when the bell rings, you know, they have like 5 minutes to get to class. I said 4 more minutes. Let's go. I said, no, coming on lento, rapido. You know, because, you know, the demographic in the high school where I work at, you know, I wouldn't say they predominantly Spanish, but they're Spanish speaking, you know, students. So they understand. I said, no, coming on lento, rapido. Gore. You know what I'm saying? So you kind of pick up the Spanish, you know. and everything. And where you live in an area where demographically, it's a lot of Spanish. Like you have a lot of Dominicans, you have a few Puerto Ricans, you have a lot of El Salvadorians, and you have blacks in the high school too. You know what I'm saying? It's mixed. It's a mixed crowd. You know what I'm saying? And also speak English too. I said don't walk slow. You understand? Yeah, rapido, rapido. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we all get tired. I'm tired. Dealing with kids when they talk back at you. Dealing with the Gen Z's behavior. Of course, you be tired because this is my second year, 2003. This is my second year working with kids because 25 plus years I've been doing corporate security in the private sector. You know what I'm saying? But now, I work with kids, and when you work with kids, it makes you tired. One is the world say your channel sucks. I'm out of here. So bye. See you later. Bye, Felicia. That's all I gotta say. Bye, Felicia. Why you came on my channel? Wanna start some wreck? You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. These people gotta have a life, man. Come on. Hating because I got something to say. Because you see, reason why he said my channel sucks, because when you start speaking the truth, that's when they want to switch, change the narrative and say your channel suck. My channel doesn't suck. I'm a truth teller. You know what I'm saying? You know how they say, if you don't like the station, turn to another station. You don't have to throw it. Matter of fact, let me erase what he said. You understand? And just erase, period. You know what I'm saying? Because, come on. And I agree with you. Toy Lover said hate sounds nothing. It doesn't. For what he said, your channel sucks. Like, what is he benefit from for trying to throw shades and trying to disrespect my page? What is the benefit? What is he getting for saying stuff like that, man?